guys, Melissa here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we're doing my everyday go-to look whenever I'm going out. So this is it right here. Hope you guys like it. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that bell notification, and make sure you guys are following me on Instagram, beauty_by_Melissa. Okay guys, so first things first, we're gonna start off with the brows. So first I'm gonna go in with the translucent powder, and the powder that I'm gonna use is from the crayon case, and this is in the color A. So I'm gonna lightly place it over my brows to mattify that area, and then it's also gonna help when we put it on our pencil. It's gonna help it to show up better. So I'm gonna brush my brows up, and then I'm going to outline my brows. So this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer Pencil in the color Brunette. We have our shape, and then now we're gonna fill it in. After I have it filled in, I'm going to brush it out. And notice that I didn't really fill in the front yet, just because I don't want to make that part too boxy or too dark. So to conceal the brows, I'm going to use my favorite brush. This brush is the Crown C469 Precision Concealer Brush. See how nice and thin this brush is? I love this brush to conceal my eyebrows, of course, and then also for my cut creases. Oh, and don't forget to use my code Beauty by Melissa for 20% off. Yes, I feel like a YouTuber. To conceal the brows, the concealer that I'm going to use is the Tarte Shape Tape. So for the bottom of my brows, I'm going to highlight that area. So I'm going to use Tan Deep Sand, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of Deep. The key, you want to get it on both sides of the brush. Get it nice and flat, just like so. Okay? And then when I'm holding the brush, I hold it straight ahead. But when I do my eyebrows, I kind of like to lay my hand on my face just to give myself some balance so that my hand is not shaking. And I'm also dragging that concealer down just so that it can be easier for us to blend it out, and so that we don't have discoloration on our eyelids, just to cancel that area out. Brows starting to look fleeky-ish. We getting there, guys. I don't know why when I'm doing my eyebrows, my mouth is wide open. The concentration, guys, it's real. So to blend it out, I'm gonna use my Real Technique Dark Spot Correcting Brush. And when you're blending it out, I'm using tapping motion. I feel like tapping gets that product blended out super easy. When it comes to the edges, you wanna really blend those areas out. So for the top, I'm gonna use something that's closer to my complexion. So I'm using Deep by itself for the top. I'm gonna get it on both sides of the brush again. So when you're outlining the brows, you wanna get as close to the hairs as possible without actually going into the hairs too much. And then now we're gonna go back to the same brush, and then we're gonna blend it out. I'm just gonna lightly blend out the front with the brush just to soften out those edges so it's not so harsh. Okay, see, I'm starting to look human. Starting to look like somebody. I'm gonna move on to a brow gel. The brow gel that I'm gonna be using is from L'Oreal Brow Stylist in the color Clear. No color, just clear. And then I'm just gonna make sure I brush all my hairs in place. It just finishes off so nicely. So I already moisturized my face from before. I used Pond's on my face. So to prime my face, I'm gonna use this Tarte Smoothing Primer. The reason why I like it is it's in its name, okay? It makes your skin feel so smooth. So now let's move on to the foundation. The foundations that we're gonna be using today, I'm gonna be mixing the Lancome Tint Idole with my BECCA Ultimate Coverage Foundation. This is like bae. So then now we're gonna blend it out. So I'm gonna blend it out using the Beauty Blender, and then this also Real Technique Instapop Cheek Brush. And when I'm blending it out, I'm using a stippling motion. So you just wanna press it into your skin. You don't wanna swipe too much. Once you swipe, remember, I told you that causes streakiness. You don't look as flawless. It might take a little longer, but trust me, it looks better. Make sure you get that chin, okay? I don't have a double chin yet, but the way I'm going, I might have one soon. And then I alternate between that and the Beauty Blender to get it all blended out. Really take your time to blend out every single crevice of your face, because you don't want to be that girl. Oh, please. Seen it enough. So now we're gonna go back to the same 2 concealers that we used for the brows. I'm gonna go in with the deep, the one that matches more of my complexion, just to conceal that area. And then I'm going to apply my lighter concealer right on top. So once I have that down, I'm going to let that concealer sit a little bit, let it marinate, let it have some time to cook. Okay, so the reason why I like to let it sit a little bit is because, one, it dries down a little bit, so it gives you more coverage. And when you're blending it out, your concealer is not going to go everywhere. So, you know, we're gonna talk to each other while we're sitting. So how you guys doing today? Are you doing good? Okay, good. All right, it's awkward. Now we're gonna blend it out. So when I do my concealer, I like to blend out the under eyes last, just because that's the first area to start creasing. So I like to do that area last. And then I'm gonna go back to the brush that has some of the foundation, and we're gonna get the edges just to make sure everything looks nice and blended. I always put some concealer on the top lip, just because I feel like sometimes we have darkness there. And also, you know, we might have a little mustache. You might wanna hide it a little bit, okay? Seriously, don't be that girl. You don't be caught out here lacking with mad makeup and then your mustache is just showing. Now once we have that blended, I'm gonna set everything. I'm gonna use this IMAN pressed powder first to lightly set underneath the eyes, and then I'm gonna go in with my crayon case powder. So the reason why I'm going in with the pressed powder first is, one, it makes it look nice and smooth. Right now I'm basically making sure that I have no creasing, and then that way when you set your under eyes with your loose powder, you don't have that cakiness or patchiness underneath the eyes, and your translucent powder won't settle in too much into your fine lines. And then now we're gonna move on to my holy grail. I'm telling you guys, if you guys do not have this powder, okay, you're missing out. And I like the A color just because I like my powders to have more of that cream and not so much yellow. And I'm kind of pushing that powder in, but I'm not pushing it all the way in. I'm setting my forehead, my forehead. I have a big forehead, guys. Don't be fooled by this frontal. Trust and believe, I cut this forehead right in half. I'm also gonna set my eyelids. So I'm just gonna let that powder sit on my face just for a little bit. So while it's sitting, I'm gonna wipe away the powder from my eyes and then put some mascara. The mascara that I've been loving to use is this Maybelline Big Shot Colossal Mascara from Makeup Shayla. She's like my favorite, I love her. And then I'm also gonna put some on my bottom lashes. I like to do it, my bottom lashes in this step, because if the mascara transfers, it transfers while the powder, the translucent powder is still on, so it kind of helps it. So now to wipe off that powder, I'm just gonna be using my Black Radiance powders. I love these powders, guys. So I'm gonna wipe away that setting powder from my face. And you wanna use a powder that's closer to the concealer complexion, just so we can tone down some of the brightness from that powder. But I still like that brightness from the powder, but we don't want it to be so bright. And when you're brushing it away, you want to do it so that you're not pressing so hard, very light. And then after I have most of that powder brushed away, I like to go back and I'm gonna press. So I'm gonna go back, add more powder, and then we're gonna press. At first, I used to press the powder all into my skin, but I was finding that it was making the under eyes look super cakey. But now I like to wipe it away and then go back and press to give me that nice smooth finish. So now that we set the under eyes, guys, we're gonna move on to contour. We gotta chisel them cheeks. I contour in steps. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. I just bought the individual contour shades. As you can see, it doesn't have any of the highlights. So I'm using cinnamon, and then I'm gonna contour the cheeks. So first I like to go in with a warm color just to kind of warm up the face. I love that look of the bronze forehead, so I be ODing with that part. And then after that, I use the espresso color. And with this color, I'm gonna put it more so at the base of the contour, just to give it some more dimension. And then we can't forget about the 5 head. And this time I'm bringing it more towards the temples. The brush that I'm using is this Real Technique contour brush that I got from a set. I love this brush because it's not too big, especially if you have a small face. This is really good. After I do that, then I go in with my Black Radiance contour kit. A little bit on the forehead. So as I'm getting darker, I'm using less product. And then I'm gonna go back into the cinnamon color to blend everything out. So to contour my nose, I'm going to use the same Anastasia Beverly Hills, the contour kit, and I'm going to use the color Espresso, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. crease brush to do this. This brush is perfect. So I'm going to go by the bridge of my nose, and I'm using still a tapping motion. Okay, and when I'm doing my nose contour, I like to bring it as close to the bridge as possible because the whole idea is you want to make sure you're slimming down your nose. So now we're gonna move on to my favorite parts, okay? Highlight. So when I highlight. Let me look like a disco ball. I want to look like a glazed donut. So when I'm applying highlighter, I layer on my highlight. So first I'm gonna go in with this Kiko Milano. It's actually an eyeshadow. It's like a bronze gold color, so I'm gonna go in with that. And I smile. I like to smile, and then I kind of apply the highlight on the apples of my cheeks and bring it back. And I do the same for my clients. I think it's so cute. It just makes you look so cute. Look at that. But the only places where I don't think you need too much highlight is like over here. But the cheeks, apply it, okay? Make sure it's blended. Don't have your highlight looking harsh. And that's also another reason why I don't use a fan brush. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm using this Real Technique setting brush, the same brush that I use to wipe away the powder and set underneath my eyes. That's the same brush that we're using to highlight. I'm not a big fan of fan brushes just because I feel like it applies the product, but it doesn't actually blend it out. Okay, you know, this is cute, but this is not like popping. Okay, we want to be popping. Next one, so Dose of Colors Royal Hotness. Okay, I love this highlighter. Smile. That's what I tell to my clients. I'm gonna smile, put on the apples, and then bring it back. Look it. So usually I apply my contour, highlight, and then I'll use the blush to make the two colors blend together. We're gonna use this MAC Ambering Rose blush. So I'm gonna put it in between my highlight and my contour. So I'm gonna smile again. And then I'm gonna lightly blend it out. So then after we put that down, I'm gonna go back and highlight again. So this one is from Jo Michelle. This is also, she's also a makeup artist. Do you see this glow? Do you see this glow? Okay. So don't recommend you to highlight like this if you have really textured skin because it's not gonna look really nice on you, just to be honest. And then we're gonna blend it out one more time. I'm not gonna add more blush. I'm just gonna use whatever I have left on my brush. Then I'm gonna use my foundation brush and then I'm gonna tap around the edges. I'm gonna go in with the Jo Michelle highlighter and I'm gonna put that on the bridge of my nose, and I'm using my same e.l.f. brush. I always add a little bit more on the very tip, and then I'll use my finger to blend it out. So guys, I already applied my lashes off camera. You know, I fixed my hair a little bit, put some thought earrings on. So my favorite lip combo is I'm gonna go in with this Morphe Trendsetter lip liner. I'm gonna outline my lips. And then I'm going to use MAC Peach Stock Lipstick. So guys, the lip gloss, don't kill me. Right now, at the moment, you cannot get this lip gloss. So that's why when people ask me what I use on the lips, I can't really tell you because it's not really out yet, but it's coming soon. So it's my friend's lip gloss line. This lip gloss, I'm telling you, I use it on all my classes, the one-on-ones, and then my clients, they love it. This lip gloss, Sheer Opulence Beauty. Hey girl, it's coming out soon. It's so good. I'm gonna apply it to my lips. And lastly, we're gonna set our face. So I'm using my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And I'm going to set my face. And then also I'm going to set my under eyes. So I'm gonna spray a little bit of the setting spray on the sponge and I'm going to lightly press underneath my eyes. Just so that area doesn't look so dry. And you see as I'm setting my face, you know, them powders and that setting powder and all of that is melting into my skin more, you know. So guys, this is the finished look. Oh, and these lashes, they're from AliExpress. Save some money, $2, okay? The style number D46. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you guys have any suggestions for my next videos that I should film, please be sure to comment down below. And then also make sure you subscribe. Tell everybody to subscribe. And also don't forget to hit that bell notification to make sure that you're up to date when I post all my videos. And make sure you guys are following me on Instagram, beauty by _Melissa.